Hello, welcome back, whichever it is, to Remembering Perfection. Still in kind of an unplanned state, not really written anything down. Maybe it would be beneficial, we'll see. But it's just sitting out here by the lake. It's a very calm lake, very peaceful. And wouldn't you know it, right as I start recording, guess what shows up directly next to me? How amazing is that? It's like another murder of crows. Isn't that nice? Makes me wonder what the universe is saying to me right now. It's a lot of beautiful birds. I love them. Crows are magical. Yeah, seriously. Look at them. All over there. Just all flew over right after I started the video. Isn't that awesome? God is great. The point of me starting the video, I guess, is I was going to talk about addiction. Or the concept of addiction. What we like to refer to it as that, you know. I mean, it's good enough. It's a good enough term for what it is. But I find myself a little bit resentful or a little bit hesitant at minimum to use labels at all. Because labels are just limitations, really. And birds are distracting me. And addiction is a funny thing. I might have said this already or in some way or another, but I think it was a Gabor Mate quote or something like that. It's having to do with addiction, and the idea is something that almost works, you can never get enough of, or flip it around, however you want to phrase it. That was the essence of it. And that's essentially all addictions are, you know, or the things that we refer to as addictions, you know, the hard drugs, meth and coke and crack and all this other stuff, and even marijuana to some degree, I guess, could be seen this way, and alcohol, one of the most destructive legal substances that are out there, which I just find hilarious. It's quite funny. But anyway, what I suppose the core of it is I believe that most of us have been convinced to some degree, or maybe not most of us, just many of us, I would imagine. That's the way it seems to me, at least. I've been brainwashed into believing that we're not enough on our own, and we need something outside of ourselves in order to complete us. It's kind of like the basis of capitalism to some degree, which I'm not saying capitalism is bad, but it's very heavily promoting making more and more stuff for us to buy more and more stuff, all in the attempt to satiate this desire, this emptiness, this hole that or hollowness that we feel on the inside, the void, if you will. But it never works, and there's a reason for that. Because they tricked you. When I say they tricked you, really you tricked yourself. That's the more horrific way to think about it, or not horrific necessarily, but it can leave you in horror to realize, holy shit, I've been doing this to myself the whole time? Because that's the realization. I mean, you're doing everything to yourself. You're trying to come up with your own solutions, and since you've been convinced that it's not you, you're not the solution, according to the powers that be, well, you gotta look elsewhere. But let me tell you, they lied to you. Whoever they are. Whoever's in charge, not to say that there's any one particular person in charge, but the people that quote unquote hold authority in our society as of right now. It's a lie. You are the most important thing. The point of this life is not to look outside of yourself for the answers, because you won't find anything but more of yourself. The reflections of whatever it is that you believe, whatever you hold to be true inside of your mind, is all you will ever see in the universe. It's just a reflection of you. It's one big mirror. Or, if you prefer, infinite mirrors. Infinite. Everything reflects you. The beauty of nature. And anything else that you can think of. I'm just focused on nature so much because I'm sitting right next to this magically beautiful tree, pine tree, of course. Go figure. They're super common in this state, that's for sure, and I love it, honestly, because it's reminiscent to the pineal gland, pine cone. That's what your pineal gland is shaped like. And that's one of the most important organs in your body. And unfortunately neglected to some degree. And suppressed and attacked and all this, at least in a manner of speaking. Again, you're doing it to yourself. I'm not saying that you weren't convinced by somebody else, but that it was a good idea or whatever, but, you know, it's your fault. You are responsible. This is the way the world works. But it is beautiful. Because even though you made this choice in the past, and I know you did, I did too. I made choices that were not to my best interest or did not serve me in the least bit. Of course, we all do. It's a learning experience. The beauty is that you have the authority and the sovereignty and the freedom to make a different choice. You're not enslaved, even though you may feel that way. I know I did. For at least a period of time in my life. Felt like a caged animal. So many of the things in this world that have become just commonplace, I find to be wildly unnatural. Cities, putting millions of people within a few miles of one another. I mean, I get the efficiency factor. That's all nice, but that's never how we used to live, of course. There never used to be this many people. It's unprecedented times. I say unprecedented, it's not the right word, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it other than it's now. Everything before, quote unquote, before has led to this. You can all see the change, right? It's all turning up. It's all getting better. It has everything to do with your mind state. The universe is mental. All of it. It's all in your head. Isn't it amazing how if you think a certain thing is going to happen or a certain response is going to be made or any of these kind of things, that's exactly what you get? Maybe it's not going to be immediate, but eventually you get there. You get exactly what you want all the time. So I guess back full circle to the addiction thing is go inside. This is something that I'm still working on myself. Go inside and become addicted to you. If you have to have an addiction or claim such a thing, then be addicted to you, to learning about you, to going within and uncovering all the things that you would probably much rather keep covered up. And hey, I understand. Some of the things that I've learned about myself, or some of the things that have come out of my head and spoken into existence in certain instances, you know, when you're mad or whatever. Horrific, horrible, terrible. If you focus on that too much, you're going to get caught up thinking that you're a monster. Which is, funny enough, I think the reason why a lot of people turn to addictive substances. Alcohol was my thing. I mean, alcohol and weed and not even substances, but like video games and movies and TV shows. All of it trying to escape. From what? What do I think I'm gonna escape? It's a pointless effort. It's not like if I guess you would say worst case scenario. I'm beginning to think I don't know even how much it matters. But worst case scenario, as far as what most people would be concerned, you die from your addiction. Well, then you'll realize, I messed it up. Whoops. Now I gotta go back. You think it ends here? It's a cute idea. But it doesn't end here. You can't escape. So what is the point of addiction? Other than to soothe the human? I agree. To some degree. The human needs to be soothed, but a better way to do that is... just to give yourself what you've always needed and wanted, which is love. And it's not it doesn't seem to me that it's a thing that very many people give to themselves. They expect somebody else to give it to them from the outside. And that's, again, it's the wrong answer. You can't get love from anybody else. The only way you get love is internally. Self-love. And it's amazing how much when you start physically, tangibly showing yourself that you love yourself, it's so amazing. The universe reflects that and loves you too. That includes all the people. It's unconscious. It's vibrational. And depriving yourself of love is depriving yourself of your true vibration by insisting upon being somewhere else when you live in paradise as it stands. Anyway, I know I just went off on a little bit of a tangent, all starting with the addiction thing, but I guess if anybody's dealing with addiction out there and feels like they need some help, I know I certainly did at points in my life. There was a super dark night of the soul that I personally went through when it comes to the addiction piece, and I empathize with you. I feel for you. I understand why it is that you're doing the things you're doing or going through the things you're going through. Well, maybe not that part so much, but I understand why it is that you've chosen to do the thing to cope with the problem as you see it. And I understand. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I love you either way. God bless you. Peace and blessings be upon you. And until next time, remember who you are.